Hey guys, yeah, I'm filming this on the 11th of June 2021. You'll be watching this on the 25th of June 2021 because of course this is all part of the getting ahead of schedule kind of deal while my mom is on her summer break. So far I have videos set for the 21st and the 28th, the 22nd and the 29th, the 23rd and the 30th, 24th and the 1st of July. This will be for the 25th, and then one later on will be scheduled for July 2nd. And I'll try to work from there afterwards to see what I can, well, actually, not just work from there, but basically kind of figure out what I'm going to talk about next week, what subjects I'm going to talk about, record on camera, audio wise, and or whatever kind of footage I can think of, to provide to you guys starting for the 5th to the, I think, the 12th, then the 6th to the 13th, then the 7th to the 14th, then the 8th to the 15th, and then the 9th and the 16th. So basically by the end of next week, I will have most of July covered except for the week before my birthday and the week of my birthday, and then the weeks going into August. I have to figure something out down the line as well. What I may have to do is maybe do one video for like that day for the day I want to upload, but then probably do a video that I'm going to schedule for like later on, and that may just be like game footage or something. But at least I'm trying to get content out there while I can, because as I've said before, when you live with family, it's a little hard to do, especially when you live with your parents, because they need your help at times doing certain things and stuff like that. But I decided that for one of the videos I'm going to do here, I'm going to show you, as of right now, this could all change within the next couple of weeks. By the time you watch this, that could all change, or this could all change basically. We could have a new addition in town, who knows? Or a few new additions to the collection, who knows? But this could all change. But as of right now, June 11th, which you are watching this on June 25th, this is me and my family's 4K UHD collection. And if you're wondering, I'm sure you know about it. 4K is basically the next step up from 2K, basically two steps up from 1080p, if you will. And it's basically it is the second highest resolution to 8K, which is one of the more broader ones out there. 8K and 10K are looked at as the more theatrical versions, like the ones you need a massive screen, like across your wall a little bit, to really take in that aspect of an image when you watch it. So yeah, this is going to be, but yeah, these are basically the 4K ones that I have. And if you're wondering why I have 4K, even though, let's say, my living room only has a regular Blu-ray player and a regular 1080p television, same with the guest room with regular 1080p, my mom's room, Blu-ray and 1080p, but I'm the only one that has 4K. Because 4K, basically, just like Blu-ray when it came around, it gives you two different, not just two, but three different options most of the time. Sometimes it's just two, otherwise it's three. And those three options are, you have the 4K Blu-ray disc, you have the Blu-ray disc itself, and you have the digital code. So you have three different viewable options to go with. So, two physical ones, like I said, the 4K and the regular 1080p Blu-ray, and then of course the digital. So that's why a lot of people, end up buying the 4K versions, more so now than just regular Blu-rays, because of the fact that, they realize that maybe sooner or later they're going to take that next step, which nowadays you can afford to do, thank the Lord, which is what I was able to do back in November. But now you're able to take that next step and basically, affordably, I should say, afford that 4K resolution you want, even with a smaller screen. But with that said, though, we are here to basically, like I said, show you the collection that we have currently. Like I said, by the time you watch this, on June 25th, this might all change. But as of June 11th, today, around 2:15 p.m. Pacific, this is what we have in the collection. And we're going to start with the collection. I don't know if you can really see it, but but it's right here basically. I'm not sure if you can really see it. Let me just turn this real quickly so you guys can see. It's right there. Okay. So that, yeah, that's the collection right there. As I adjust the camera again, trying to make sure you guys, trying to see if it matches up with the camera on the, see it, make sure it matches up with the camera on the computer, on the laptop. Okay, so now that you see what we have here, let's start off with the one that's the tallest and get that out of the way. That is, of course, the blue. That is the 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays in the living room. Sooner or later when we get to that point, when I buy a 4K Blu-ray player for that room, these will be playable on there. One thing that I will note, and I don't think anybody really likes to, admit this, but even with 1080p, when you play the 4K Ultra Blu-rays on your Ultra HD player, whether it's an Xbox, whether it's something like, let's say, the Xbox Series X or S, or the Xbox One now, or the Xbox One Series S or Series X, when you play it on there, or even, like I said, a regular Ultra HD player, the image does look a little cleaner. It does look a little bit more crisper. The image is a little bit more darkened. I wouldn't say darkened, but a little bit more, like, you could just tell that the resolution, it's a little bit more, it's kind of a little darker at times, but it's a lot more cleaner. It's a lot more smoother, in a sense. And it's basically like the bit rate, the format jumped up a bit, mainly to 2K on them instead of 1080p. So it does, in a way, kind of enhance the regular 1080p screens just by a little bit, by giving you a more cleaner, sharper image, is what I'm trying to say. So, that's one thing. So yeah, that's one thing nobody really likes to acknowledge, that when you have 4K, even if it's a 4K player or something of that kind, it does, and you play it on a 1080p screen or even 720 screen, it does give you a sharper, cleaner image and a little bit more darker at times, like detail-wise, if you know what I mean. But anyway, though, getting back on track here, we're gonna show you these movies here of what we have and everything. So, without further ado, as my computer is loading something now, I don't know why it's loading when I have the updates paused, but anyway, with that said, let's take a look at the living room ones first. And the first one up we have is Independence Day Resurgence. This was the sequel to the first Independence Day. And it basically, like I said, it consists, of course, of the Blu-ray and the Ultra Blu-ray. So that's kind of cool. And the movie, from what I understand, got mixed reactions. Like, some found it good, some didn't. Because it's like, it plays into, well, basically what it is it plays into real-time, a real-time scenario of, it's been 20 years since the first one, and yet, when this came out, and yet, a lot of critics felt that they had 20 years to make a good sequel, and some agreed that it was all right, and some didn't like it. Same with the viewers, the fans. It's kind of got a mixed reaction, but I thought it's good. I think it's a good one. I mean, I know some people may not like the fact that certain characters are not there. They've been written out or killed off screen. I understand that, but you know what? For what they tried, I have to give them a thumbs up on this. So yeah, I have to give them a thumbs up on at least effort. But yeah, we have Independence Resurgence, which is pretty cool. We don't have the other one yet, as far as I know. I don't think we have the first one on Ultra HD. I gotta get that one eventually, if we don't. Then next up we have Patriots Day. We have Patriots Day with Mark Wahlberg, who's in that new Infinite movie. And there you go. And this is when, I think this is when 4K was starting to really make itself noticed, because you have, a blue disc and a black disc basically indicating which is which. The black disc, of course, being the 4K, the blue one being the Blu-ray. So, yeah, we got Patriots Day, which is cool. Then, of course, got The Dark Crystal. Got the Dark Crystal on 4K, which is really nice. I got the Blu-ray, regular Blu-ray, but now I got the 4K. And what's interesting about it is one of the things I noticed, this is one of the first movies I noticed this on, was the Movies Anywhere advertisement, which is connected to like Vudu and Amazon Prime and Google Play and iTunes and all them. This was the first one this is the first one of the first I noticed that had that advertisement. And what's interesting is when you use the code that's supplied with these 4K Ultra HD movies, that the digital version is going to be Ultra HD as well. Now, let me say this. Is that always going to be the case? No. Because sometimes they will mix it up. There have been sometimes I've used the digital code from a 4K Ultra HD movie, and it's just been the Blu-ray. There's times that I've used a digital code from a Blu-ray movie, and it's been 4K Ultra HD. A good example of that, my mom bought the movie Judy, based on Judy Garland's life, and the code was 4K Ultra Blu-ray. And I know this because when I check on Vudu, and they kind of give you on the side of exactly what version it is, they say it's Ultra, it's Ultra, it's UHD. So that was kind of surprising, even though the movie's Blu-ray. So just keep in mind, sometimes the code is not always going to match up what the format is that you get physically, because sometimes I think when they're in a hurry to pack this and distribute it out to the retailers or online, that they sometimes don't put in the right codes for the right format. All right, next up we have Coco. Yes, I had to get Coco. A very good movie. If you have not seen it, you have to see it. Really, really good. Remember Me is a great song. Got to check that out. But yeah, I got Coco. Got with the slipcover and the embossness, if you will. So that's really cool. Then got Frozen 2 on Ultra HD with the lithograph and everything, and the slipcover on top of the lithograph, or the lithograph on top of the slipcover, if you will, kind of covering basically this. But yeah, I got this, and it is the lithograph version, which is really cool. Really enjoyed that. Haven't fully seen it all yet, and I know you're thinking, well, why haven't you seen it all? You know, just take my time with it. But I can definitely tell you I'm going to enjoy it. Then next up we have The Little Mermaid on 4K Ultra HD, and this was sent to me by Frank Hill. It's Frank. He had told me one time he was going to send me, something, some gifts, and well, not just gifts, but he was going to send me some items that he felt I would enjoy. And one time, one of the packages that I opened had a lot of Disney stuff in there, had a lot of Little Mermaid stuff, and when I opened this part, I saw what it was, and I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. But here it is. This is a Little Mermaid. This is a Target exclusive version, because this is an anniversary edition, of course, but it's also a limited edition, including filmmakers gallery and storybook. That's basically the reason he got it for me. And of course, it's got the slipcover and everything. And you got Ariel on one end and Ursula on the other, which is really cool. And then on the inside, you got Sebastian, Flounder, and then you got little inserts right here as well. And then, of course, you have the disc. You have the 4K, and you have the Blu-ray, which is really cool. And that's another thing, too. That's another reason people sometimes buy these as well, is the fact that it supplies them with bonus stuff they wouldn't get otherwise. Like, in other words, this being a limited edition, even though you may not have a 4K player, they know that, hey, we're going to get you to buy the thing. This is one way of doing it. And here's the storybook as well, so, which is really cool. It's like it's sticking. It's a little storybook. It's a gallery storybook, basically, to kind of tell you how it all, came about. So that's really cool. It's really cool to have in the collection. And then there was other stuff that came with it as well, I think, like little photos and all that, little screen grabs. But yeah, Frank Hill sent me this, and I really appreciate it. Um, you know, added definitely, use the. Oh, I'll tell you this. What I'm trying to say is, I already used the digital code and everything, so I can watch it anytime. And this is one of those exceptions that when you put the digital code in, it will come in as UHD, and it is part of the Walt Disney Signature collection. So, yeah, that's one. That's another one that thanks to Frank Hill, I got. Then here we have the third and final How to Train Your Dragons movie, The Hidden World, which basically completes the fact that I have all three Hidden Dragon not Hidden Dragon, but How to Train Your Dragon films. The other two on Blu-ray. This one on 4K. So that's really cool. And I've checked, and just to let you know, I've checked just about everywhere in the living room and everything to make sure I got all the movies, all the 4Ks, and this is one of them. So that's really cool. And of course, ended up getting this one. This is Hotel Transylvania 3. This is actually the last one with Adam Sandler as Dracula, because we got a new voice coming in for Dracula for Hotel Transylvania 4, which is, I guess, is going to be the final one. I don't know. But yeah, there we go. We got again the 4K right there. Really nice. Then we have The Wizard of Oz. Of course, I have the Blu-ray version of Wizard of Oz, but also had to get the 4K version. And some of these, like this one here, I got during Black Friday at my former job of Walmart throughout the years that I worked there. So I got them there. And then, of course, we have Rocket Man, which my mom has not completely saw all the way through, based on Elton John's career. And, of course, it has a special booklet, a message from Elton John, and everything. So, in other words, it's a sample booklet of his book, if you will. So, yeah, I ended up getting that from my mom. And then, of course, there's the booklet right there. So, it's really cool. Got that. And then I ended up getting Blade Runner. I think this was a regular price. I don't know if I got this on Black Friday or it was a regular price, but this is Blade Runner. This is Blade Runner 2049, that is. Blade Runner 2049. I think I may have gotten the other Blade Runner. I think it's in here somewhere. I have to look. I'm not really sure. No, I think I do see it. I'll get to that if it is that. But if not, I'm just going to let you know I do have the other Blade Runner as well. We have Blade Runner 2049, which a lot of people have said is an excellent sequel to the original. Then we have Lego Movie 2, the second part. I do have the first one. This is the second one. So Lego Movie 2, which is really cool. Then we have Skyscraper with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Got this during Black Friday, and you could tell just by the promo code on it. So, it's really cool. And what's surprising about some of these Black Friday ones that I got is they actually had the codes. They still have the digital codes that are workable. Sometimes during these Black Friday deals, they don't keep the codes in there because they don't want people to, to have, like an additional piece of content, an additional option to watch the movie because, it kind of goes against the Black Friday sales. But here we have Terminator 2 Judgment Day, which I also got. I think this was a $5 run. So Terminator 2 Judgment Day on 4K. Then we have The Kingsman, The Secret Service. Ended up getting that, which people have enjoyed. Then, of course, got the 40th anniversary edition of Grease on 4K, which again, you put the digital code in. It is an Ultra HD, format as well, and it does look really good. It looks really good. I'll tell you that right now. And then we have Trolls World Tour, which you know, of course, as anybody knows about its history, came under a lot of scrutiny last year due to the fact that it was Universal's first movie, if not the first movie entirely, to kind of do that simultaneous, you know, at home and in theaters kind of deal until, well, everything had to completely shut down for a while. But yeah, here we have Trolls World Tour, you know, on Ultra HD, which is really good. I have to see if they got the other Trolls, the first one on Ultra HD. Then we have Glory. You gotta always have this in the collection. It's really good and definitely looks good in 4K. And this is the 30th anniversary edition. Then we have Rambo Last Blood. I do have all the other Rambo movies on Blu-ray. So especially like, you know, steelbook copy of First Blood, I think. And this is Last Blood. Had to get that, had to complete the collection. And then have Godzilla, King of the Monsters. Had to get that, so I have all of them. Except for Godzilla vs. Kong, I still got to get that. And then we have Kingsman, The Golden Circle. So those are all the 4K Ultra HD Blu-rays from the living room. And again, I do believe I have the first Blade Runner on Ultra HD. I gotta check that. If not, it's probably just Blu-ray, but I do have the first Blade Runner as well. So, with that said, let's take a look at what I have. And once again, courtesy of Frank Hill, I have the Steelbook edition on Ultra HD of Bumblebee. Yes, I have Bumblebee. He sent me the other version of Bumblebee as well, but he saw this was getting promoted and said, hey, I want to send you that, and he did. So thank you very much for that, Frank Hill. It's a 4K Steelbook, 4K Ultra HD Steelbook, so it's really nice. And the movie does look really good in 4K, I can tell you that. And then, of course, I have TMNT Out of the Shadows on 4K. So there's that. I have the other one, but it's not 4K, but this one is. So I got that one. And again, thanks to Frank Hill, I have the Steelbook edition of Sonic the Hedgehog. Yes, I have Sonic the Hedgehog, and I can tell you right now, I am loving the movie, enjoying it. Can't get enough of it. I'm probably gonna. I'll tell you this. I'm gonna be rewatch. It'll be one of those movies that not only do you take your time with it to thoroughly enjoy it, but it's gonna be one of those that you want to go back and watch over and over again, especially in preparation for the sequel. But yeah, I got Sonic the Hedgehog thanks to Frank Hill on Steelbook and on Ultra HD. Of course, I had to get this. This is Venom. Got this during Black Friday. I got Venom. Of course, you got the new one coming out called Let There Be Carnage. It's going to be an interesting movie to see exactly what happens with that. Then got Justice League, which now I can say I have on Blu-ray, the special Blu-ray with the buttons and all that, the Walmart exclusive, as well as I also have the Zack Snyder cut on DVD as well. But yeah, we have Justice League on Ultra HD, which is cool with me. Then we have Alita Battle Angel, which I'll tell you this, I've been seeing some of this once in a while. This looks really good. This looks really good. You really got to watch it. There are going to be some parts I'm going to probably skip over, if you know what I mean. But yeah, this is a really good, it looks really good. I'm telling you right now, if you do not have this film, you know, you need to get it. You need to get this film. It looks really good. Then we have the 4K version of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which we do have on Blu-ray, but I decided to get the 4K one as well. So we have that. Then have Birds of Prey the Fabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn, which unfortunately didn't do so well in the box office. I'm guessing it's because of the fact that, you know, it was I don't know if it was rushed out or just something just didn't click with folks. But yeah, we have that. Ended up getting that, I should say, which is really good. Then of course I had to get Logan on 4K. This is the special edition of Logan. It comes with the photo gallery and I think a comic as well. I think it's a 9 cards reveal exclusive legacy poster. Basically, you piece them together, you get a poster and all that, so it's pretty cool. But yeah, I ended up getting that, which is really nice. And of course, had to get this to complete it for completion's sake, because this was the last one under the 20th Century brand and all that, before Disney really got a hold of it. And the first one under the Disney brand, when you think about it. X-Men Dark Phoenix. Had to get that. Had to add that to the collection. Then I ended up getting Thor Ragnarok on 4K Ultra HD. Thor Ragnarok. And then, of course, Avengers Infinity War. I wanted to get Endgame, but, you know, couldn't do that. But maybe I will eventually. But yeah, I got Infinity War, which is really good. And then last but not least, for the time being, again, if this is not all of them, I do apologize. I think it is. But last but not least, Justice League Dark Apocalypse War, which, you know, I saw thoroughly through. Of course, I did a review on here. Also, you can hear that review on my podcast series, BW Roses, at your favorite podcast locations. And yeah, this is every bit as good as everybody's hyped it up to be. You know, it's a great ending to this, you know, new 52 version of the DC animated universe. And I will tell you this. I will tell you this. So you guys are not too confused. Basically, when you get the 4K version of a movie, let's say you already got on Blu-ray, and you put in the code for the 4K version, then you don't have to worry about getting 2 copies, because what will happen is the 4K version will replace the Blu-ray version. So, in other words, if, let's say you got Justice League Dark Apocalypse War like I did on Blu-ray, and you put in the code for the Blu-ray, then of course you're going to get the, what Voodoo calls the HD, you're going to get the HDX version, as Voodoo calls the format, the HDX version. But when you get the 4K version physically, what I'm trying to say is when you buy the 4K version physically of that same movie, like let's say again Apocalypse War, and you put in the code that's, you know, available in there, or that's given to you there, then the HDX version gets replaced by UHD. So in other words, it goes from HDX 1080p Blu-ray to 4K UHD. So that's about what it does. And it's actually, I think it's actually pretty cool, because that way it doesn't overcrowd your library and you're just upgrading the version that you had already. But that's going to be about it, guys. So thank you all for watching on this June 25th, 2021, filmed on June 11th, 2021. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, this is just part of what I've been doing to give you guys content while my mom is on break, because it is a little hard to do when, you know, she's off break, because I either have to get up really early in the morning before she wakes up, or stay up really late at night when she goes to bed to get stuff out to you guys, or at least try to find opportunities here and there to get things out to you guys as best I could. But again, thank you all for watching. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Let me know what you think in the live chat during the premiere, and you all have a good day.